So we caught up with Brad here, who's, well, I guess in charge of SimCity. And it was a game that was announced back at GDC, and you really sort of brought out the big names to make that announcement, and then sort of put the sort of the weight of the world on top of the shoulders of SimCity. But it's entertainment still, right? It's a lot of fun. So what are you showing gamers here at E3?
So we're showing multiplayer. That's the big new feature. Obviously, SimCity is brand new from the ground up. It's a complete reboot of the franchise. And we started with amazing technology, which is our Glassbox engine, which we've talked about it at GDC. And so that's what it's been built on. We can do some things that the team has always wanted to do. Also, we have this really gorgeous model-like aesthetic that's inspired by tilt-shift photography. And most importantly, the game this time around, for the first time ever actually, is focused on multiplayer. So cities in real life actually function, they work together, they can pollute each other, crime can affect each other. So we wanted to bring that to life in this digital SimCity world. So you can play with each other for the first time and have some really new and unique experiences.
So as a player, having played previous games and other simulation games, I'm a little bit worried that my city is going to be influenced by the stupid decisions of other players. But how do you sort of ensure that you're not creating a situation where players aren't enjoying their own city in that situation?
Well, you have control over how you want to play it. So let's say when you start the game, you can choose to only have close friends join you. So you don't have to, you're not subject to just play with anybody that's out there.
I may have very stupid friends, who knows?
Well, you'll have to deal with those stupid friends. Now, luckily, they can't do like direct damage to really mess up your city. A lot of it's incidental, so they could pollute, which could be a problem that you'll have to deal with. And crime could be a factor. So if they're not taking their city, if they don't build any police departments, that means you're going to have to. If they don't educate their people, you know, that could cause problems as well.
So, but what kind of complexity does it add for you as a developer to add this layer of the experience, the multiplayer layer?
So multiplayer has tons of complexity, but we've also presented it in a very easy to play format. So you can trade, so you and I could trade together, we could actually share people. So let's say you have big businesses and I have tons of residential areas, my people could actually commute to your city. We could work together and do different things. Let's say I love building police stations, you don't really want to have to worry about it. I could build police stations, we could do a deal, and then my police could actually help police your city as well because we're in close proximity to one another. So lots of variety of things you can do.
And then you just have to hope that that other player keeps earning money so they can keep those police departments going.
Well, there is that, that's true.
So, but is there like another layer to it? Like if you're in a region, do you compete with other regions and that sort of thing?
Yes, actually you do. So we'll have all kinds of region competitions. So everybody that you're playing with will have different objectives that'll be announced. So we've got a whole SimCity world that everybody's playing basically on the same server. But then individually, when you're playing with your close friends, you're playing at this region level. So regions will compete. There'll be leaderboards for regions. We'll have specific challenges that are focused on regions. We'll also have specifically challenges that are focused on the whole SimCity world as well.
I think that when I talk to colleagues and other gamers out there, I think there's something about SimCity that people just get something foggy in their eyes, and they remember having so many great times about it. And it's kind of strange that it's been this long until you brought it back. So why is that?
Technology is the #1 reason. So they've won, you know, when SimCity 4 came out, there was a lot of amazing ideas that they wanted to do. But it really took a long time actually to come up with the right technology. So Glassbox is really the linchpin. That's really what allows us to produce this new reboot of SimCity. So we allow it to do detail that we've never had before, but also presented in a very graphical, beautiful way that's easy to understand so that anybody can play SimCity. So it made the game much easier, yet kept all that depth from all the fans that are teary-eyed about it. They'll still love the game.
So obviously there's the dimension of pollution and environment and responsibility and sort of keeping everything like that. But do you want to sort of stay away from pointing fingers and telling people like this is how you're supposed to build a city? Because at the same time, SimCity is all about, you know, making your own decisions and maybe sometimes doing things that aren't really good.
SimCity is a game. We want it to be a game where you have ultimate choice. If you want to pollute, if you want to make your people unhappy in your city, you have total flexibility to do that. We have no agenda to try to push some sort of green aspect to it. So we'll have objectives both ways. I mean, we may have objectives, for example, of being the most polluted, but we'll also have objectives for being the greenest. So we'll have that variety for players. And again, you can choose the game, play the game however you want.
So where are you at in development and sort of when are you planning to bring it out, and would there possibly be a beta test that people could join or something like that?
All right, so SimCity is coming out for PC in February 2013. So we obviously have a number of months left to work on the game.
Thank you very much for your time.